All right, this will be episode 15 of me documenting my journey to profitability, trading ES futures using order flow. So today is July 15th. These are our entries for today. As you can see, we basically went 1 for 3, if you want to call that a win. It's more like half of a win, but our pre-market plan today was basically to use the Friday selling initiation level, which was around this blue line, which I have it marked as 9775. My key level was basically from 9.2 to 9.6 to spot sellers to play short. I didn't want to get long since pre-market and from the overnight session we were basically grinding all the way up. So I was mainly looking for short opportunities around this initiation of aggressive selling from Friday. So let me pull a 5-minute chart up. And also let me pull up my live session for you guys. All right, so this is what the session looks like. Obviously, it is pretty much over at this point of the time I'm recording this video. All right, so let me go over my entries for today. So we have one at 837. It's short at 5690.75. Let me pull this up, the live video. So this is my screen recording from today's session. Let me skip to around the time of our entry, which should be very soon. I know this entry was premature, but what I liked was this delta right here, and it seemed like we were getting some aggressive selling, but I was definitely premature and I should have let it come up to more into my key level, but it is what it is. So as you can see, we got one at 5690.75 and we get stopped out very quickly. I think it was under 2 minutes and we are stopped out on the first entry. So that one was with our plan and that was good, but it was definitely a premature entry and I should have been more patient with that one. So there was that one, in at 837, out at 838. And then we basically get another little leg up into our key level, but we are failing to break above this 9.7 to 9.8 area. So I like that. Plus we have a little bit of delta here, nothing crazy. And I'm starting to see some aggressive selling hit the bid. So I decided it was worth the risk here. Took it short, and this was a good entry. We got a nice sell-off immediately. I took 2 contracts off at like 11 points, and then I let one go, and I was targeting 5665 or 5670. I was targeting one of those two on that last contract. As you can see here, so this low a day failed. So we failed to break low a day right here, which was a red flag. If I was smarter, I would have just taken that last one off, but I decided to let it run because it was going to be break even anyway on that contract. So boom, we get stopped out of that last one for that, and that leaves us with a profit of 1100 roughly. And then my final entry was it was still technically with my plan, but I kind of ignored the signs that this sell-off was not ready to occur yet. And I took it again as we were kind of like consolidating in a way at the high of day. So let me pull that entry up real quick. And I also want to check one thing, how close that was to my... So the winning position, I got stopped at 909. yeah, this entry I took under a minute time right after stopping out. So I have a problem with that. I've mentioned that in previous videos. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna see that here. I get stopped out and then I immediately re-enter, which was bad because we're slowly moving basically near high day. And I thought there was a chance we could sell off right here. It was part of my plan. I think VIX was getting a bit of a bounce too. So it looked decent. It wasn't the best trade given the fact that we already sold off, failed to break a low a day on 2 times right here, and then immediately go back up to high a day. So I kind of ignored the red flags there, but yeah, so it is what it is. That's what happened. Takes a little bit to get fully stopped out, but we stop out for a full loss. And I was contemplating entering again, I remember, and I decided that that was not a smart idea. So I walked away after that. So basically, net P&L on the day was negative 25, but on Tradeovate, I think it's actually negative 63. But as you can see, our balance is only down $60 from where we started today. So I'm honestly pretty happy with that. And I will make sure that these errors I made are reviewed and I can nail it into my head that, for example, this first trade I took, the first entry I took, I should have been more patient and I should have let this go into my key level a bit more, or at least get a better reaction at my key level than it did. So this was a premature entry. Should have been able to avoid that. I'm glad I took 2 contracts off at 11 points. That pretty much saved the day. This entry should have been completely avoided. I traded with my plan on this entry, and I mean, I did follow my initial plan, but I did do my biggest problem, which was enter in less than 2 minutes after getting stopping out. But I did make my biggest mistake, which was entering less than 2 minutes after being stopped out of a position. So this entry could have possibly been avoided if I had been more mindful of that. And yeah, so I'm gonna review the day and the book map data a few times today and get ready for the rest of the week. But overall, it wasn't the best day, but it wasn't the worst. If I didn't take my normal profit target of 10 to 15 points on 2 contracts right here, I would have had a bad day. So I'm happy I did that at least. And yeah, that'll be episode 15. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.